And we're back for another episode. In this episode we're going to be doing the level 50 mining quest. So I am here in Uldar, I'm at the Miners Guild, so we need to talk to the Guild Master Adelberta, or Adalberta, however you pronounce her name, and see what we need to do. So it says Adelberta is gravely concerned for the fate of an old friend, and I will receive the reward, the Mammon. So, Mithrie, thank the gods you're here. It's Wide Gully, he's gone, and filed a complaint against his father to the concern, citing an abuse of power. It has forced Deep Canyon into a difficult position, to say the least, and though the two of us haven't exactly seen eye to eye of late, I will still owe the man a great debt. I will go to him and offer what aid I could, but he's like to spurn even the attempt. I know full well how much I've already asked of you, but I would be eternally grateful if you'd lend Deep Canyon aid in my stead. To get started, it might be best to see what possessed his son to inform on his own flesh and blood. Okay, let's talk now to White Gully. So, here at the Guildmaster's bidding again, well, I see no reason not to tell you about the situation. You know most everything any road. My old man was foisting dangerous jobs on the guild, forcing its members to risk life and limb for his own agenda. If that ain't the very definition of abuse, I don't know what is. You yourself were on the receiving end of this, I'm sure you'll recall. Kin or not, I couldn't stand by and watch my guildmates being used like pawns in his game. So I went to the concern's upper management and filed a complaint. He hasn't said a word to me since, but I'd have a guess that he might be willing to speak with you. You've certainly done your fair share for the guild. He's out by the entrance right now, in case you want to hear his side of the story. Okay, so now I need to go talk to Deep Canyon. There he is. So it said, it's been some time, Mithrie. You're doubtless here as regards my son's accusations. Well, it's just as he claims. Now, this ain't gonna spare me what's coming, but I had a reason for my actions. Vengeance. I was supposed to become master of the Miners Guild. Everyone knew I had the best claim, but Adelberta robbed me of the honor. Me, the man who taught her nigh everything she knows about her trade. She went behind my back and conspired with her predecessor, and then Fancy, who ended up being chosen to lead. By way of payback, ever since I became vice foreman, I've striven to make Adelberta's life harder than trying to mine with a dull pickaxe. All those outrageous demands to make her look incompetent. At the same time, I went about ensuring my son was well placed to take over as guildmaster. My plan was about to bear fruit too, till you came along and ruined it all by being my son's better. By your expression, I take it you're doubtful of the tale. Well, you need only ask your dear guildmaster. She can vouch for everything I've said. Okay, so let's talk to Adalberta. So, what? Deep Canyon believes I cheated him out of becoming guildmaster? That's not it at all. I never aspired to this position. Gods, I was only an Alamegan refugee, working as hard as I could to get by. I never even dreamed that I could rise as I did, and I suspected even less that it was that self-same dedication to my work that would lead me to me being chosen. If I had known that accepting the mantle would tear us apart, lamenting the past won't avail us. I only know that I wouldn't be where I am without the man. I can't allow this misunderstanding to cost Deep Canyon everything. I simply couldn't bear it. I'm not sure there's aught we can still do for him at this point, but we must try. Listen, Why Gully is one who filed the complaint. If you were to throw your own weight behind some of my concerns and maybe yet do something. Please, Mithrie, it would mean so much. Okay, going to White Gully again. There we go. So it says, Adalberto wants to help my old man, Sigh. Truth be told, it ain't my wish to see his career destroyed neither. I only wanted to teach him a lesson, make him know that he can't just use people for his own ends. But now that the concern knows, it's been taken out of my hands. In their eyes, my father's actions jeopardized relations with the Miners' Guild, and nothing could be worse. So they've given him a test. If he's to remain vice foreman, he must prove at the inquest that he still has confidence of the guild. And they ain't interested in no words. They want hard evidence. That is to say, they're demanding that someone from the guild show him loyalty by going and digging up 3 of the toughest damn chunks of ore there is to find, dark steel. Problem is, he's got no allies in the guild. On account of his own behaviour, I certainly don't qualify for the task, being his son. And Adalberta can't do it neither, because she's the bleeding guild master. That's just how it works. This leaves you, Mithrie. We don't have much time before the inquest begins, so you'll have to hurry. And I wasn't exaggerating Darksteel's elusive as all hells, located in the snowy reaches of Kyorfus and nowhere else. To actually find the stuff, you'll need to use your Truth of Mountains technique to locate unspoiled mineral deposits. Then, God knows why, you'll have to survive a night in the cold for the deposits to reveal themselves. Finally you dig and you pray. When you have enough chunks of Darksteel ore, take them to Delberta. I'll make sure she knows what's going on. Okay, so I've already got Darksteel ores because basically I've been using them for my crafting, but we are going to go to Corfus and we are going to go get them. So I will show you how that's done. So again, I'm going to be using the website FFXIV to know the timers. I'm going to quickly load it now. Okay, so Darksteel ores will spawn at 1 AM Eorzean time, according to the FFXIV so that gives me plenty of time to get there, because right now in the game, as you can see, it's nearly 10 PM. And the way it works, as with my botany episode, you have to do it at the right time. That's what he meant about spending all night there, because he's basically saying it's not going to spawn all the time. And he also said it's about luck, and the reason it's about luck is because when you first open an unspoiled rare node, all 8 of the selection boxes are covered. They're called unreachable. So you can actually use your move, which one is this one here, Toil of the Mountaineer, where it says renders all out of reach items reachable. It costs 300 GP, and what that will do is it will allow you to uncover all 8 slots immediately without wasting moves on them, because if you want to reveal them manually, you'll need to hit them, and hitting them will take 2 moves to reveal it, which will leave you 2 less moves to actually gather items. So, as I said, the Darksteel ores will be available at 1 AM Eorzean time, near Camp Dragonhead, and the way we will detect where it is that we'll use this ability here called Truth of the Mountains. So it says further survey the landscape to uncover unspoiled mineral depths and rocky outcrops. So what that will basically do is that when there's a level 50 unspoiled node which spawns, it will show you exactly where on the map it is. So I could easily just turn in the Darksteel ores I already have, but where's the fun in that? Let's actually do it the proper way. And you could also just go to the market board and buy Darksteel ores, but again, where's the fun in that? You know, there's no point doing the game if you're just going to buy the win. It's good to do it as it should be. Okay, now the other thing to know about the FFXIV clock.com is that it not only tells you when it's going to spawn, it also tells you what slot to hit. So it's saying for Dark Steel ores I need to select slot number 3, and I will show you the significance of that later. I decided to run there manually just to waste time and get as close to 1 AM as possible. Thankfully we don't have to wait too long. Now the way to switch to see, because as you can see now it's ET, it's Eorzean time. But so you can switch between different modes, but it's by clicking on here. So I clicked on it, you see now it's local time, server time, and Eorzean time. So it's Eorzean time we're concerned with, because these unspoiled nodes will only spawn once every Eorzean day at fixed times. Just heading now north to Camp Dragonhead. So once this quest is finished, we will be crafting my minor artifact set as well. Thankfully during the botany episode I already crafted all of my accessories for gathering. I've already melded them as well, and thankfully melding the gathering gear is extremely cheap, like very cheap. Like the materials in some cases cost 200 gil each, so even if you fail with the melding then it's very cheap to get it all done. And because I've already got all the accessories made and done, it means I'm only going to have to make the minor headpiece, chest piece, gloves, legs and boots, and then it's all done. And the offhand weapon as well. Okay, so now it's simply a case of wait until 1 AM Eorzean time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly explain how I've melded these accessories. Now, when you meld these accessories, there's a certain number of points you can get in each stat. So for example, these rings are limited to 4 GP, 3 gathering and 3 perception. And the way you can work that out, if you go to your advanced materia melding and you select an item, so let's just select those rings for the sake of it. Okay, hang on. Yeah, I need to go to equipped actually. Equipped. Go to these rings. Now as you can see, when you click on an item it tells you what material available to meld on them. If you click on the meld, it will tell you how much of a stat increase it will give. So even though this is a plus 5 perception gem, it doesn't mean it's going to just go straight on the item, because as you can see here it says perception plus 0, which means that this gem will have absolutely no effect on this item whatsoever. And the reason why is because I've already put plus 3 perception, which happens to be the cap. So you can test this to see, are you at the cap in all cases. So for example, now if I cancel that and select gathering instead, you can see gathering plus 0 because I'm already at the gathering cap with plus 3. And then if I select GP, sorry that's the wrong one, if I select here GP plus 1, then again plus 0 because this is the ultimate cap for this gear. So I've done that in all cases for all of the accessories. So for the rings, these are the rings, the raptor skin rings you need, and then you have the militia bracelets, and that's the cap, and then the earrings, the neck piece, the raptor skin choker, electrum earrings, and then this belt, which is the raptor skin survival belt, and they're all capped to the max. So basically that's how you do the melding, and it's you basically, when you have any particular item, so for example when you look at say my chest piece here, you can see that there's 2 materia slots on it which are empty at the moment. When you do melding on a slot, like a one that's already on there, the chances of it connecting is 100% guaranteed. Whereas when you want to do additional ones, it will reduce in percentage. So all gear can actually be crafted that have materia slots on there already. Well, you can have up to 5 materia on there, and so these first two, these gatherer's grass materia free I put on here, the first two were guaranteed, the first one was guaranteed 100%. That's why it has that green circle around it, because that's just a slot. Whereas the other 4 materia were not. They're called forbidden melds, which means that I was able to meld them on, but the chances of me doing it was less. And what happens is, when you do a meld onto a lesser materia slot, or one that doesn't exist in theory, if you fail, it will actually blow up, and you will lose the materia. So I did blow up quite a few materias getting this melded, so there was 5 in there, but it didn't really matter in the long run, because they are just so cheap. Like I said, 200 gil each, so I don't mind losing 200 gil to increase my stats this much. So yeah, I will cover in another video. I'll actually show how the melding works in another video as well, like me actually doing it. And in order to do melding, you need these carbonized matters depending on the level. So if you're doing level 3 materia melds, you need the grade 3 carbonized matter. If you're doing grade 2, you can use the grade 2 matters. The only time that is different, or doesn't, well, that can be changed from that rule, is if you have a rank 1 materia or rank 2, but you only have grade 3 matters. You can still use the grade 3 matters. So you can use the higher grade carbonized matters to meld lower grade materias, but you cannot use lower grade carbonized matters to meld higher grade materias. So anyway, as we can see here, there's almost 1 AM Eorzean time, so we will see. Okay, so now it's 1 AM Eorzean time, so now I'm going to hit here, Trail of the Mountains. So I just deactivate, reactivate it. So here you go. You sense a level 50 unspoiled deposit. So, and I can see on the mini map is to the southeast, so let's go. Now the thing about these unspoiled nodes is that you can't just mine them all day and night. They will disappear after you've done it just once. As you can see, there's a few people here already. So what I'll do now is select it, and as you can see, all 8 slots say out of reach. And in order to uncover them, you can either click on them, which will waste 2 moves, or at level 50 you can use this Toil of the Mountaineer for 300 GP. So I'll do that now. And as you can see, it's unveiled all 8 of them. That's the power of this ability. And as it says on the FFXIV clock.com, it's in slot 3 for Darksteel Ore. So even if I had not uncovered them and just guessed, then if I had done any other one except for slot 3, I would have failed and wasted my time and wasted my moves. But because I did see immediately that it was slot 3, then I was able to get there straight away. Now, I haven't ever gathered Darksteel Ore before, that's why it says question mark and 25% chance. So I'm going to hit Sharp Vision 3 to increase it by 50%. So now I have a 75% chance of gathering, so let me click it. There you go, Darksteel Ores are gathered free. So I'm just going to keep gathering them while I'm here. So really use FFXIVclock.com, it's very useful, linked in the description. It will help you a lot when doing this. Okay, simple as that. So now that that's done, we can head straight back to Uldar. So where are we? Uldar, okay. And you see, you no longer sense any unspoiled gathering points. So that's the point of that ability, this ability here, the Truth of the Mountains, is that it does reveal to you which on level 50 nodes are available in the zone. We're just sprinting back to the Miners Guild. I'm going to use the Aethernet crystal in order to get there a bit quicker. It's a good idea to get used to these because they will help you get around the town so much quicker if you're not in the habit already of using them. Okay, so here we are, back at the Miners Guild. Like I said, I already had the 3 Darksteel ores already, but it was nice just to gather a few more just to show you how it's done. Okay, there we are, back with our Delpater. She said, White Gully's told me all about the situation. Be sure you bring in the Darksteel ore as soon as you've got it. Now, I feel this bears mentioning, but regarding how to go about obtaining the ore, it may sound ridiculous, but it's exactly as White Gully says. You'll need the endurance to survive a night in Corvus, and the technique, true for the mountains, to locate unspoiled mineral deposits. 12 speed your way. Okay. Let me just give those in. So, incredible Mithrie, your talents are truly boundless. Hopefully these will suffice to spare Deep Canyon, but let's make haste to the inquest. White Gully is already on his way. Well, they don't look pleased, do they? Well, did you get a guild member to bring you Darksteel ore? Because, make no mistake, Deep Canyon, if you came to this inquest empty-handed, we will end you. Your time with the concern will be just a memory. We have the ore right here, procured by Mithrie Menethil of the Miners Guild. Uh, 12 be good, she isn't lying. This is Darksteel, and some of the finest I've ever seen. It's no ordinary miner who can find Darksteel, let alone stuff that looks this good. Seems your reputation is well earned. That said, we're hardly here to question your ability, though I find myself wondering as to your motives. Why did you bring the ore? I know the same. Why stick your neck out for him? He's giving you nothing but trouble. What in the 7th hells are you trying to pull, Adelbiter? I don't need anyone's pity, yours least of all. I'm not here to give you my pity, but to clear up the misunderstanding between us. Misunderstanding? Listen to me, Deep Canyon. I never wanted to become Guildmaster. The responsibility was thrust upon me, and there was naught to be done for it. Gods, when my name was being bandied about for the position, my first instinct was to take myself out of consideration. I spoke to the Guildmaster in private, as you say, but it wasn't to convene against you, it was to give up my claim. You expect me to believe that? If I had truly betrayed you back then, would I have bothered to come here? But if that's true, then everything I've done by the 12 to have taken this far. You didn't want to admit defeat, Father. Adelbiter beat you out of her own merits. You knew this in your heart, but you refused to accept it. In your pride, you convinced yourself that she betrayed you, but by doing so, you only validated why you were passed over for the Guildmaster in the first place. Please, Father, let's go of the past. Accept that you were beaten, as I have with Mithrie, and let's start over. You have it in you to do so, Deep Canyon, and to begin anew. I know of your love for mining more than anyone. If you'll be willing to try again, I promise you the Guild's full cooperation. Full cooperation? Are you sure about this? I would leave the past where it belongs in the past. The guild wants only to look forward and to continue working with the concern. Mithrie was the biggest victim in this whole affair, and yet she is willing to give Deep Canyon another chance. She wouldn't have brought the Darksteel law otherwise. That's well and good, but what about you? Can you really forget everything he's done? I can. Above all else, I miss my old friend and mentor. To get him back, I would forgive much more. Adalberta. I'm inclined to lay this matter to rest. Any objections, Cece? If you're satisfied, brother, then so am I. Then it's settled. Vice Foreman Deep Canyon, by the request of the Miners Guild, you shall retain your present office at the Magina and Sons Mineral Concern. Through hard work, I trust that you will make amends for past transgressions. Sorry. I'm full glad that it's over, Mithrie. I would have a word with you in private. Would you mind returning to the guild with me? Okay. So let's talk to her again. So, I asked you here so that I might thank you properly. Had you not been on hand to help, Deep Canyon's career would have ended prematurely and in disgrace. Worse, I might have lost my dear friend forever. I owe you a debt that I'll never likely be able to repay. But look at you. In no time at all, you've grown into a miner who can make the earth yield even Darksteel ore, the rarest of metals. There's nothing left for me to teach you. As an adventurer, you'll like to find yourself in all corners of the realm, but wherever your road takes you, I want you to practice our craft for the good of all. Go well, Mithrie, as may your toils never go unrewarded. I'm going to take the gold pieces because I'm going to be crafting this gear myself, and I'll be accepting the Mammon as well, or Mammon I think it's called. Okay, so let's now try it on this new axe of mine. So here it is, Mammon, equip. There you go. That's kind of a much bigger mining axe than the one I had. This one I'll just get rid of because I don't need any more. I'll sell it to vendor. And then I don't need this offhand piece anymore because I'm going to be replacing it as well with a militia piece. So okay, so now that I've finished the quest, we finished the story of the miner, I've got the weapon. Now it's just a case of craft the level 50 miner's gear, so let's do that now. After I've crafted the miner's gear, then I'm going to make a separate video where I talk about how to do the materia melding. Okay, so I'm just heading back to the market area just in case. So if I quickly check my crafting list just to see which crafts make the miner's pieces. So checking on Weaver, looking for miner. Okay, doesn't seem to be anything on Weaver, so let's check leather worker. Okay, here we go. Miner's slots, miner's gloves, miner's work boots, miner's shirt. And then I think it's on goldsmith where I make the helmet. Okay, so it's not on goldsmith, so let's try armorsmith. Hamlet, there we go. So Hamlet Digger's helmet is made by armorsmith of all crafts. So I'm going to stay next to these market boards down here just because there's less people, hopefully be less laggy. and I will be using some crafting food for this as well because they're all item level 55. So the first thing I'll pick up is the Bula base food. This is to boost my CP so I can finish my level 50 rotation. Okay, and let's just I've eaten that, so now let me just sell these old crafting tools because I won't need them anymore. So I can sell these because this is going to cover all my costs anyway. Oh, this is a mender, it's not a vendor. Okay, they're sold. So now I will... Let's make the headpiece first for the sake of it. So I need 1 rose gold nugget and 2 dark steel nuggets. So rose gold nuggets are actually made by Goldsmith. Okay, synthesize. So this is the rotation I do for item level 55 or 70. I start with comfort zone, and then do inner quiet, steady hand 2, waste not 2. Then I spam hasty touch until the steady hand 2 runs out. I'm not concerned if it turns red during this phase because I need the extra stacks, which will help us with Bygot's Blessing later on. So one more move. And waste not 2 means you only lose 5 durability per synth rather than 10, that's why it's so important. So I've only got 5 durability left, so what I'll do now, I hit manipulation, and then tricks of the trade, because it turned red at that moment, steady hand 2, I can hit tricks of the trade again, because I haven't done great strides yet. Then great strides, ingenuity 2, if it turns red at this after I've hit great strides, then I will not be concerned, I'll still hit ingenuity 2 and then innovation. And then I'll hit Bygot's Blessing. As you can see, the quality increased a lot. So I'm just going to hit Advanced Touch to get it to 100. And then Careful Synthesis 2. Okay, that's that done. So now switch back to Armor Smith and make 2 Dark Steel Nuggets. I can use normal quality and still get them high quality overall. So again, so comfort zone, inner quiet, steady hand 2, waste not 2, spam, hasty touch. I mean, this is my rotation that works. I mean, I know some other people have got other rotations. I am still researching on the official forums, talking with people around the community as to how I might improve my rotation a bit. Okay, 100%. So one more dark steel nugget and then I can make the headpiece. It's not important for me to hit Tricks of the Trade because I have enough CP to finish the rotation anyway. Especially with the food. Straight to 100%, which is always fun. Okay, so now let's make the headpiece. So the Hamlet Digger's helmet. So comfort zone, inner quiet, steady hand 2, waste not 2, and then I use basic touch and not hasty touch because I don't need manipulation anymore. I only use manipulation for 40 durability items because the durability is so low, and the manipulation will restore. It says restores 10 points durability after each step for the next 3 steps. So in theory it restores 30 durability for. But the reason I use that instead of Master's Mend is just because it's cheaper. Okay, 100% already. I'll hit Ingenuity 2 just to make it a bit quicker. Then I will use Steady Hand 2 because it's always a good idea to have it up anyway. And then Standard Synthesis. Once more. There you go. I'm a Digger's Helmet, 100% high quality, very easy. I'll just switch back to Minor, try it on. There you go. So that's that. Now you can actually, I believe, use the visor command on this. So if we type in /visor, and as you can see the light comes on. So if I just press it again, the light will go off. Okay, so now let's make the chest piece. Let's see, minus shirt, I need a twine thread, a woolen yarn, and 2 undyed felts. Okay, let's make those first. Okay, let's make the twine thread first. Sometimes with these hasty touches they will just keep blowing up over and over again, but with Steady Hand 2 that is reduced a lot, and that's the reason why I will keep doing it all the way till 5 durability, to make sure that I always have enough stacks for Bygot's Blessing to get it to near 100. Unfortunately this blew up 3 times, so that this is not going to get to 100. I'll probably have to hit like another advanced touch afterwards as well. I'll just do standard touch. Okay, so thankfully it was high quality anyway, but that's just the only reason I didn't get to 100 because it blew up so many times. So woolen yarn, low level craft, so I'll do the old rotation, which is basically Inner Quiet, Great Strides, Steady Hand 2, Innovation, Advanced Touch. Then Great Strides, Advanced Touch. Then once more, Great Strides, Advanced Touch. That's 100%. Grape Synthesis 2. That's that. So now I need to make 2 undyed felts. Okay, so let's emphasize. This time I'm going to use my macros, which basically does the same. And I'm not so bothered about whether it turns good or excellent, whatever. With these combination of moves, I should get to 100% anyway. I've got 2 macros for this longer rotation because it won't all fit in one macro. So as you can see, even though I'm using a macro, I still got it to 100% high quality anyway. I'll do it once more. So it's a good idea when you get to 50 and you've sort of mastered your own rotations for you to just set up macros. So then it will allow you to craft lots of items. You could just say put on a movie and just craft and craft and craft all high quality without having to think about it. Like the macros will do all the work. Generally though, I don't ever use macros for item level 55 or 70 gear, just to make sure that I don't make any mistakes and that I can get to the 100% guaranteed. Okay, we need to switch back to level work, I just remembered. Okay, minus shirt, so I need to make 2 hypergriff levers. So because the hypergriff levers are actually level 55, I will do this manually. Okay, as you can see I'm doing the same thing over and over again. Straight to 100%. See, comfort zone, inner quiet, steady hand 2, waste not 2. And as I said before, this does rely on you having all of these level 50 abilities, but I am going to enjoy them because I did do a lot of hard work to get to this point. Okay, so I'll just hit careful synthesis, hope high qualities anyway, because it's just the item and it did. Okay, so now let's make the miner's shirt. So comfort zone, inner quiet, steady hand 2, waste not 2, then we'll just spam basic touch. And I do the same sort of rotation in case it blows up or in case I didn't have all high quality gear. So I could basically set up the stacks in case I ever need to use Bygot's Blessing. As you can see in my case I don't really have to worry about that because I'm getting straight to 100 anyway. Okay, there's the miner's shirt. Let's try it on. So I can't convert my old gear just yet, this gear, because I still need it for Fisher. Okay, here's the shirt. So now let's make the gloves, and that will just leave us with the legs and boots afterwards. There you go, miner's gloves. I need a twine thread, an undyed felt, and a hypergriff leather. So quickly change back to leather. Make the undyed felt first for the sake of it. And again using my macros because it's a low level item. I do really enjoy the macros because it just makes life so much easier. Okay, so now twine thread. Because I'm level 55, do it manually, so comfort zone, inner quiet, steady hand 2, waste not 2, spam, hasty touch. And the reason I use hasty touch at this point and not basic touch is because I just don't have the CP, because I'm going to need 88 CP for manipulation. Oh, I've done that completely the wrong order, never mind. Wow, I really need to pay attention. Okay, straight to 100 anyway, even though I made a few mistakes. That's just lucky. Okay, then hypergriff lever. So, hypergriff. There it is. So, comfort zone, inner quiet, steady hand 2, waste not 2. I hope my rotation makes sense. I mean, and I keep showing you over and over again how it always works. The only time it doesn't work is when hasty touch happens to blow up like 4 or 5 times in a row. Okay, so I'll do manipulation, steady hand 2, great strides, ingenuity 2, innovation, by God's blessing, straight to 100%, that's the hypogryph lever made. So now I'll make the miner's gloves, here they are. So again, same routine, comfort zone, inner quiet, steady hand 2, waste not 2, spam basic touch because it's an 80 durability item. And I'll do that until steady hand 2 runs out, and then I'll refresh steady hand 2. So this rotation does work even if you only have normal quality gear. So if all the materials I was using was normal quality, this rotation would pretty much get it to 100% high quality anyway. Okay, they're the miner's gloves. Let's try them on. Cool, that's them made. So now just the legs and the boots. So for the legs I need 3 hypogryph levers, an undyed felt and a woolen yarn. And for the boots I need 1 hypogryph lever, 1 felt, 1 dark steel nugget. So I need to make 1 woolen yarn and 2 undyed felts on Weaver, and I need to make 1 dark steel nugget. So I'll make the nugget first. It's nice being self-sufficient in this way, that when I want to make all these sets I can just make them. I don't have to ask anyone, I don't have to buy it from the auction house, nothing. Who knows how much, even though it was say kind of expensive to get to this point, in the longer run who knows how much money this is going to save me. And it's the same rotation as always, as you've seen a few times in this video already. Straight to 100%. Okay, so now I need to make 2 undyed felts and a woolen yarn. So I'll make the woolen yarn first. Okay, so hold rotation, inner quiet, great strides, steady hand 2, innovation, advanced touch. Great strides, advanced touch. I'll just use basic touch. Then careful emphasis 2. Okay, so now 2 undyed felts. Okay, I'll just use my macros. Okay, once more. Okay, that's the felt made. Let's switch back straight to leather worker so we can make the legs and then the boots. So we need 1 hypogryph lever for the boots and we need 3 for the legs. So I need to make 4 hypogryph levers. So, I do love crafting in this game. I have been doing it for so long, and since it was one of the earliest episodes I made, and it happens to be one of the most popular ones I made when I first started crafting. I really enjoyed it from that moment on, you know, because there isn't any other game I know where crafting is this much involved. It's like a game in itself. Okay, free to go. I mean, one thing I do find when it comes to crafting for this length of time, and what can seem like a lot of gear and a lot of materials and all the rest, is just the way you think about it mentally. So, for example, in my case, I always keep my eye on the end goal. So the end goal of this is that I'm getting my miner set finished. So because I keep that in my mind constantly, it makes each one of these steps towards getting there seem not so bad. Whereas if you were just thinking about it in terms of, oh, I've got so much work to do, or so much this and that, if you fill yourself with that self-doubt, you're never going to finish it all. Whereas in my case, you can see, like, since 2.0 started, I've been able to focus myself to get all of my crafting and gathering to 50, all of my war and magic to almost 30, and 50 bard. So, and that's how I do it, is just the mental, I keep my eye on the prize all the time, which has allowed me to focus. And the other thing which has helped so much is having a really nice community behind me as well, a Distant World on my server on Masamune, because having people around who will support you every step of the way will always make it easier. So it is possible to do it yourself. You could take the attitude of, I don't need anyone, I can do it all myself, and so on. But it will always be better to have people with you. It will always be more fun. And that's the point of an MMO, is to meet people, talk to people, hang out, and so on. And remember that it's not a single player game we're playing here. Wow, didn't go too well at all, did it? I guess it blew up way too many times. Okay. It went high quality anyway, that was lucky. So I need to make now one more. So same routine. So like I said, sometimes it will just blow up and blow up and blow up, and then there's nothing really you can do about it. But thankfully, when it comes to the item level 70 crafts, that even if you only have, let's say, a normal quality griffin skin, a normal quality Vanya or whatever, because the making the hat lining or the robe lining and the actual item is 80 durability, it means the chances of you getting to 100% is a lot higher. Okay, that's done. So now let's make the legs and then make the boots. So we want miners legs, here they are. So one thing I am hoping to do soon as well, that given I have level 50 gathering, I will just spend the time to gather myself as many crystals and clusters as I can for future crafting. Almost there. So as I said, soon I'll be making a video talking about how I meld this gear and how the melding in the system in the game works. Okay, so now miner's work boots. Already have all the materials made. So comfort zone, inner quiet, steady hand 2, waste not 2, basic touch. Just doing basic touch until steady hand 2 runs out, as per usual. Steady hand 2 is gone, so I use steady hand 2 again, basic touch. And I only do this until waste not 2 runs out. But in this case it always seems to get me straight to 100%, so I'm not so bothered. I did it once more just for the sake of it. Then I hit Genuinity 2, and then Standard Synthesis. And Careful Synthesis. There you go, miner's work boots. So let's try it all on. And then I have the set, and I'll just need to make the offhand weapon. There you go, so that's the set. Made, so let's just save that. So now I need to make the offhand weapon. Made by Blacksmith, I believe. So we want the militia. Let's see, guess on this one here, the militia sledgehammer. So I need 1 dark steel nugget, 1 spruce lumber, 1 horn glue. So I know I don't have the materials for horn glue, so I'm gonna get those now. I need 2 owl goat horn. So it's nice, actually looks like a real miner now. So I'll quickly change to alchemist to make my horn glue. And I do like messing around with the colours. As you can see, I have dyed all these sets different random colours because it is fun to do. And I do think that this alchemist set in black looks absolutely amazing. Okay, so that's the horn glue. So now I'm going to change and make the spruce lumber on carpenter. And again, it's nice not having to worry about normal quality or high quality because I can make it all high quality anyway with my food. There's only 2 minutes left, which is a coincidence. I need to hurry up. I'm racing against time. Will I be able to finish this all in time? Well, if it keeps blowing up, I probably won't. Okay, 85%, that'll do. Sometimes, literally, you can be 99% and it'll still make normal quality, but, you know, that's just luck. So, okay, 1 dark steel nugget. Oh, less than a minute to go. Okay, so now to make the militia sledgehammer. So comfort zone, inner quiet, steady hand 2, waste not 2. I'm not worried if the CP food runs out because I always finish with loads of CP spare anyway. The CP food is more for the 40 durability item. Wow. Whatever, Square Enix, whatever. That's all I have to say to them about that. Okay, so that's done. The food just ran out, so let me change to minor. I just tried to get it to 100% for the sake of it, but as you saw, it blew up 3 times in a row. But like I said, whatever. So there you go. So that's my minor set finished. So I'm just going to randomly dye it some other colour just for the sake of it. I'm going to try this colour today. This Grape Purple, just for the sake of it. Oh, it looks nice. Cool. Let's do the boots. I don't guess you don't really see much about the boots, but anyway. What do you think? I think it looks nice. I think it looks kind of unique, this colour. Looks very nice. So that's it, guys and girls. Thank you for watching. And that is how the level 50 minor quest is done. Crafted all the gear. And yeah, so like I said, soon I'll be making a video explaining the materia melding needed for gathering sets, which I would have done for, I've already done for botanist, but I will do for minor in the video. The same meld can be used for fishermen as well. So thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me and goodbye from Mithrie.